a lot of things have been weighing on my mind recently, and I've been trying to figure out a way to really have this Charlie Kirk conversation of it all. And I've recorded this probably like 3-4 times by myself, but I feel like I haven't really gotten down to my deep understanding of how I'm feeling about the... I don't even really want to call it an assassination, because of I feel like it sets him up to a bar that he didn't not even so much deserve, but it's so eye-opening to seeing the way that the government and the world has been able to contextualize this man, especially as someone that has actively watched him rise and do content. I'm chronically online. I've seen everything. I've seen it all. Yeah. So that's why it shocked me when this was the overarching feeling of this man. How did you feel when you saw the video?
I was blue. I was at work.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was at work and they're like, "Yo, did you hear about Charlie Kirk?" And I was like, "I know who that is."
You heard
like,
the yeah.
It's like, he's dead. It's like, whoa, dead is crazy.
Because my thing is, he's younger than LeBron. Like, that was like, a young man, yes.
That is crazy. And then they were like, yeah, he got assassinated. I said, whoa. This is what blew me, though. Because Twitter is Twitter. Yeah. I don't even use Twitter. That's why it blew me. So I go on Twitter, and the first thing I see when I open the app, I don't even have it on my phone. It was the website. So it loads, and that's the first thing I see is, like, the video. Whoa. Because we're not supposed to see this ever in life. Yeah. And like the fact that I saw it was like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah. Because I remember a time when you have to actively go on the dark web to be able to see anything.
Or you have to click censor or free the censorship on the app. Or it's like whatever. It's like, this is sensitive content. Yeah. This is sensitive content.
Was it even marked as sensitive content?
Bro, you could just watch the video on Instagram. So crazy. I saw it on Twitter, and then I go on Threads because I hate being on Twitter. Twitter is a demonic app. Then I go on Threads. It's on there. So Mark Zuckerberg is just allowing this to be seen everywhere. So it's like, yeah, we're in a different day and age. Like, even like, rest in peace, George Floyd. When that happened, you couldn't just watch that video. Yeah. You had to click, yeah, I'm 18, I'm verified, cool. With this video, bro, I think you could still just go and watch it anywhere. Yeah. Which is crazy. Like, kids are able to just see this freely. It's all over TikTok, it's all over Instagram, it's all over Twitter. Like, it blew me because it was just like, wow, that man really, like, is dead. And like, they're like, oh, he's in critical condition, he's in the hospital. I'm like, no, he's dead. Like, you can you can literally see that. No, you're not surviving that shot unless God allows you to survive that shot.
Because I found out in the group chat. That's how I knew about it. Yeah. I didn't see it before.
I think I texted y'all right away. I was like, whoa.
I was literally lifting, right? They said, oh, it'll be in critical condition. We don't know what's going to go on. You guys are talking about, like, no, he's definitely cooked. So I'm like, I'm interested. I'm at the gym, and I get on TikTok. I'm swiping just a couple times, see what's happening, because I feel like I've toned my algorithm to see what's going on in the news. Yeah. And I'm like, this is going to be such a big story. I can't get more than 7 swipes without seeing something crazy like that. 2 swipes in, you see the video. I'm completely blue. Watching from the angle that I saw it didn't look so bad because it looked like a bug, like a bee went and stunk his neck, and he's like, and then he keeled over. So I'm like, I mean, it might not be too crazy. Swipe a couple more times, you see it from another angle. Gush.
From 5 feet away.
Just pouring out. You see the blood splashing on the ground. Like, that's how detailed that shit was. You swipe a couple more times, there's another angle and another angle. There was 4 separate angles of all of this murder. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, first of all, how the fuck did this happen? How did this happen? Number 2, who was this? And number 3, let me go back to who was this. I've always had this take. The only thing that would cause real revolution is if you hit someone like Obama. It would have to be something crazy as that. This is their Obama at this point. And I'm swiping on the internet some more, folks. The memorializing of this man. People were like, oh no, this was our activist. This was our speaker. This was the guy that was talking for us. So I'm sitting here because I knew what he was saying. Like, I remember watching his stuff, and I'm like, interesting. This is the world. This is the guy that you connect with to such a level. Okay, fine. Let's move on. How was this able to get on the internet? And was it to the point where, since so many people were talking about it and so many videos were circulating with so many people reintegrating it back into the mainstream limelight, was it so difficult for a guy like Mark Zuckerberg to be able to go and actually grab it? The people on Instagram to actually go and grab it. Because you know what they're doing? They literally sit down and they just watch complaints. They just watch all the most gruesome stuff and manually take that stuff out.
I didn't know that. I thought it, like you couldn't even, because I remember I posted a Kevin Hart video, and like while it's uploading, it cancels, and I get an email from Instagram saying Kevin Hart has copyright to your video. So like it allowed the sound to be posted, but not the actual video.
Yeah, there's a bunch of companies that go around. You can hire them to go and like literally scour the internet for you.
Type. I didn't know that. I thought it was just automatically like anything gruesome or anything.
The way that I found out is the way that they verified on like porn and explicit videos is literally like a guy goes and they like watch everything that gets submitted to see if it's crazy. Like, I don't know how they're alive. Like I feel like that would just oh my god, a lot
of sick things you have to see.
Do you think to figure out, is this person a child? Is this consensual? But beyond the point, back to the video. I'm sitting here, I'm like, not only have I been shown this without my consent. I did not go out my way to find this. This shit found me. So what is this happening to the actual children that are on this children's app? Because TikTok is a children's app.
Yeah.
What are they seeing and how are they processing this? Because watching somebody die is... I've seen a couple people die in my life. And every single time, it's jarring to see how their body just drops. And it's just you actively watch the soul leaving themselves. Yeah. And it's a lot. It's definitely a lot to take in all at once. And then everybody's talking about it. It's in every comment section. It's in niches on the internet that it was never supposed to reach in the first place. That's what was shocking me the most.
Yeah, working in a school, none of the kids talked about it. I mean, my kids are different, so they just wouldn't really care to talk about it. But I've been talking to like friends and people, and the only thing that's been talked about like from that was the school shooting that happened the same day, in Colorado, and then the school shooting that happened like weeks before. But
what do you mean?
Just like that's what was talked about. That's what kids were talking about. So like it didn't really, from what I've seen, what I know, it didn't really affect like probably like 11th grade all the way down to kindergarten. I think it more affected like seniors in high school all the way to seniors in college. That's who his demographic was that he would talk to the most. Because it was talked about at my church, and like my pastor even told us like he had no idea who the dude was until it happened. So like he, as much as known as he wasn't really known. Yeah. At the same time, so like it didn't really affect the youth that I would have known, or that other people I've talked to, as much as like other things that happened in the world affected them.
And I feel like that's kind of like the power of the internet, because of you could, for all intents and purposes, hide your message on the internet and grow and amass millions of followers, have the type of political connections to actually sway an election base, to be able to actively get more people to vote. And the vast majority of Americans don't know who you are. Yeah. That's kind of why it got so interesting to me when he passed, and then they started talking about him. They're like, oh no, he was a father, he had children, he had a wife, he was a business owner, just like things of that nature. But they didn't really talk about the stuff that he was talking about in his content.
That's what blew me too.
Because of the amount of... So first you got all the positive lookings into his life and what he did and things of that nature. And then there's this wave of people that kind of like me, where it's like, no, we watched what he was saying. I know who he was. Like I literally knew what this man stood for. And then you start getting the clips and the videos of things that he was saying. And one of the main ones that started like circulating and started making the rounds was his the pro Second Amendment and things of that nature. And his main thing was, you will never be able to take guns away from everybody, so you might as well arm the good guys. And the main quote that went super viral was, if some people need to die for us to continue to hold on to this amendment, that's just what it needs to be.
It's crazy verbiage. Very ironic.
And that ends up being and he ends up passing from the sword that he sowed. And not even to mention, in the clip, one of the reports that came out, the literal sentence that he got shot in the middle of, they were talking about, oh, well, what should we do about the Second Amendment? What about the gun control? What about the school shootings?
School shootings. And he was talking about, are you talking about
The things we shouldn't be talking about is gang violence, and he gets hit directly in the neck mid-sentence. Crazy. Yeah. They find the guy that asked him about the questions because of the media was like, well, we got to figure out who. Actually, not even say media. That's so disingenuous. I shouldn't say media. Just the internet in general. They're like, oh no, we got to find this guy because of it was so on par and it was so timed that it had to be something. He had to be working with them, and it was literally just a guy that went to the college. That's just a college age guy that was at his rally.
And there was, because that's what blows me is like, he rage baited, and I always compare him to Kevin Samuels because like they both had a demographic that was targeted towards discrediting and, in layman terms, making fun of black people.
Yeah, sure.
And it happened in Utah, so you had no reason to even bring up minorities or black people.
The literal whitest state in America,
and the white man asked you the question, so you had no reason to go out of your way. So you went out of your way to just be an ass. Yeah, be inflammatory. That was his whole thing. That was literally his whole MO when it came to the type of content he was making. Because if you would have asked me when it happened, how I felt, I was mad, and I wouldn't have said these things because it came from like a standpoint where people were just mocking them, and that's weird either way.
Sure.
And now hindsight, God works in very hilarious, mysterious ways.
And I feel like it gets even crazier because the people that were defending him and saying no, he was literally just a man, are people that never saw what he was talking about. that only connected to the aspect of him being a dad that was Christian and white. That's literally, and he got murdered for what he was saying. That's what the term of words that they were using. That's how they're explaining who he was and how he ended up passing. And which
the people that had the most to say that I encountered that were defending him have never heard him speak, for one, like you said, but they also have never read their Bible.
Yeah,
to see what he was saying. Because I don't care what he's saying. Fact check it with the Bible. Would Jesus have said those things? No. At the end of the day, no. Like, was he perfect? No, none of us are. Absolutely not. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm perfect. And I didn't know he was. I knew, but from the standpoint of the people, I didn't know he was a Christian. I knew that he was a conservative Republican type of guy. And that was the issue that I have with him. Is because he never answered questions as Christ would have. He answered questions how he would have.
Yeah.
And then so happened to be a Christian and knew Bible verses. Was he a Christian? Probably. I don't know.
He believed what he believed. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
But it's like, just for me and like my faith background, you'll never know which way I lean. Yeah. Because that's not the point of what I'm saying. The point of what I'm saying is, this is Jesus. Because Jesus didn't lean any way. He leaned both ways. Because he talked with grace and truth. Grace for the poor and the needy, and truth for those who were oppressing the poor and needy, which is still truth and love. So that was my issue with him. Is like, did he say things that were good? Probably. Did he say things that were awful? Absolutely. Is he perfect? No, not at all. And he shouldn't die for what he said. You see what I'm saying? And that was the issue I was having with everyone.
Bingo. Because that's my thing too. Because the part that scared me the most, even while watching that video, this was a white man, a white 30-year-old Republican that got hit in the goddamn throat in a public rally. Yeah. One of the biggest political influencers in the world just got murdered in front of thousands of people. And you don't think there's going to be backlash? you don't think in the most gun violence nation in the world, there's not going to be folks that try and say, oh, now it's a race war. Now I have to use my Second Amendment because this is what I'm needing to be. And then you also got this subsection of individuals that were not even, I don't even want to call them white supremacists. I want to call them worse than white supremacists because they were looking for a reason to find black folk, to go out their way to be like, oh yeah, no, it's on now. I literally saw people claim that this like, oh, I will not stand for this. I will go and get these people. It was a white dude. It was literally a 30. And
then it went silent.
And then just silent. Just disappeared.
It went silent.
The amount of HBCUs that got bomb threats, the amount of schools that had to shut down their what is it called? The amount of campuses that had to shut down their black spaces.
HBCUs.
Not even HBCUs. These were PWIs were also closing down their black areas. That they're like, you know what, this just for safety concerns, let's just shut down SDIS, for example, like at our college. And the fact that there was this overarching fear that everybody felt because of this moment, and not to mention in the widest area in the United States of America. And their first thought was, oh no, this had to be one of them. What did we do? And I feel like that's how the stance has been for the longest. You know what? You could have your free speech. We just won't we just will not work with it. We just will not entertain it. We will not click on it. We will not like it. We will not comment on it. We will not engage with this rage bait, because that's how we got to this scenario in the first place, where he grew so viciously. Mm-hmm. I remember I was watching him do the college debate scene where he'll come at colleges and just try and make the liberal purple-haired girl look like an idiot or things of that nature. And it would hurt me because of not only was the videos like clipped to have a specific narrative, and not only were the arguments that he would give literally just rooted in not just misogyny and masculinity, but it was him using his masculinity to be able to dominate the spaces that he was in, to be able to make them look as stupid as possible because of he was a white man. That's literally what it was. So yeah, no, it's
that's my biggest issue with him. You didn't represent Jesus, and now all of a sudden you're this martyr of the faith.
Yeah.
Because I got asked, like, okay, what was MLK a martyr? No. No. Do you know what a martyr is? What I say earlier. Go read the Bible.
What is a martyr?
A martyr is someone that says, I believe. He was a martyr for conservatives. Mm-hmm. A martyr is someone that believes in... For me, a Christian martyr is someone who believes in Christ and died because they said Jesus is king.
Yes.
So we're going to discredit all the Nigerians in Asia. Or where were they at? The Nigerians, there was like 200 that got killed, like beheaded, all of them.
Okay, yeah.
That's a martyr. Because they had the chance to say, no, I don't believe in Jesus and live. They said, no, I believe in Jesus and died. To me, that's a martyr of the faith.
Okay, yeah.
A man that, bro, no. He didn't represent Jesus, because Jesus wouldn't have done what he did on stage. That would have never been a thing Jesus ever did. Never. He would have actually flipped his table. Yeah. Because that's not what he would have done. Yeah. So then to go and say that this man is a martyr for Jesus, knowing Jesus would have flipped his table, is so... It's not blasphemy, but man, it's close.
It's pretty... Yeah. What I feel is blasphemy. Oh, the amount of images that I was seeing of this man. The AI was going crazy.
Bro, what was it? JFK, Abe Lincoln. What do they all have in common? MLK. They put Jesus next to it. I said, yeah, bro.
I saw this guy say he was going to be the 13th disciple. Please. Oh, yeah. Please. Oh, dude. First of all, this is not a Christian nation. We are not a Christian nation. Bro. We have millions of faiths in this country. Please. Not everyone is a Christian. And they shouldn't have to be able to live here. Like, let's be serious.
Like, the 13th disciple is nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
When the 13th disciple, or when the 12 disciples were called to leave every single thing behind, that means your platform. That means everything you've ever owned, leave behind and go. This guy, who didn't want to leave anything behind. Yeah, bro.
Do you know what hurts me the most? People are saying that we shouldn't be making fun of his death, and we shouldn't be disrespecting the fact that he died and things of that nature. He literally made his platform. He became famous off of shitting on George Floyd's grave. He was the one that pushed the narrative that, oh no, it was fentanyl in his system. He did not die from the knee in his neck. It couldn't have been the knee. He was a drug addict, poor, homeless man. That's what he was saying about him. And the death of this man, you ain't never needed to bring him up. But some way, somehow, and then you want to sit back and try and figure out, why did he become so viral in the first place? And how is he shaking hands with Donald Trump out of nowhere? This is a random white dude that didn't go to college, is undereducated, didn't go to no debate schools, didn't do none of that. But some ways, he was never a staffer, but some way, somehow, he's shaking hands with the president. Is that not ridiculous?
It's crazy.
Why are you on Fox News? It reminds me of talking about him feels like talking about Drewski on CNN.
Drewski's crazy.
That's what I'm feeling. What do you have to say about this?
Overly blew me. But It is what it is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just want to know who they're gonna prop up next, because there was a bunch of things I saw where it was like, there's some dude that they have that's like, oh, he unretired for this moment. Like he's gonna, you hated Charlie, you're gonna hate this guy.
Oh wow.
If that's the goal of what you're spreading, bro, go home, go to bed. We
Yeah.
don't need more hate.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because the guy that killed him believed in everything he believed in, minus the hate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this was one of your own. This was your protege who killed you.
And it even sounds, and one of the things that I was also sitting with, he has been one of the individuals that has been stoking the flame of all this, not just being insufferable with your opinion, but he was one of the first individuals that was sitting here pushing bigoted ideologies, and the fact that they also have space in the debate landscape, even if your ideas are just fully based on bigotry, hatred. That's ridiculous. And even when the day he was murdered, I went on his Twitter page and I swiped through to see what's going on. And literally a couple days earlier, he was talking about the young lady that was murdered on a subway, right?
Yeah.
Gruesome. It was
Right, you forgot that happened. Wow.
literally 2 days before that.
Yeah.
He was not only was he calling for this man to be murdered, right? Which insane, but fine, whatever. When you're going through his page, one of the things that you need to always step back and watch an individual when it comes to the type of content that they make, you have to figure out who are the individuals that are also interacting with this content and who feels safe and respected enough in this space to be able to comment on his page and interact with the fan base that's going on. And when I tell you some of the most racist shit I have ever seen in my life, pure caricatures of black people in these people's minds, was fucking gross.
And I hate the rep that Christians that actually believe in the faith are getting for it. Like, that truly know who Jesus was and what he did for all of us. Mm-hmm. And how we're getting a bad rap where it's like, oh, if you're a Christian, you had to agree with him. You had to believe that the things he believed in. It's like, no, absolutely not.
And the thing that hurts me the most, especially while I'm sitting here trying to practice, it hurts me because people look me in the eye and tell me I'm believing in the same God that this Christo fascist is also believing in. And I'm like, we don't claim them, folks, bro. We don't claim them. It's not the same God. We're not praying to the same guy.
Absolutely can't be. And that was the whole thing that, like, I still, like, I'm talking to Christians about an hour. It's like, bro, outside looking in, no bias. Mm-hmm. You sat at one of his rallies or one of his shows. Would you have known in the first 20 minutes he was a Christian? No. Mm-hmm. If you say yes, I don't believe you. You're lying. You're just trying to prove your point.
Yeah.
Now, say me, for example, or them. If I sat one of us down and we had a 20-minute, or we had something going on for 20 minutes, would you have known that we were Christian? You would have known I was Christian by the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do the podcast. Y'all know. Y'all watch and listen. Y'all know by the first 5 minutes of me talking what I believe in and who I am.
Yeah. Tends to be pretty religious when you come on the show.
To not know what he believes in besides politics is the biggest issue I've always had with it. You didn't know he was a Christian until later on. So don't push this narrative, oh, he was a man of God. He was a father. He was a husband. Bro, no. Y'all didn't know that until he died. Y'all didn't know who this man was until he died. Don't sit here and push it,
and then it just happened to be one of y'all.
Yeah. He's our MLK, bro. Shut up. Shut up, bro.
Bro, I was so when they actually quote unquote caught the guy and they started releasing his text messages and things of that nature, this is the weakest CIA movement I have ever seen in my life. Did you see them text messages, bro?
Text suck, bro. What did they say in the comments? ChatGPT, write how I would say this. Yeah, bro. Shut up.
Bro gave the time he was doing it, the outfits he was doing it, the letters he was doing it, what his motives was, what his relation was to the lady that he was talking to. And when I'm sitting here and I'm sitting back trying to figure out what's going on, his grammar was perfect. That is not a 21-year-old.
Wasn't folks a computer science? Yeah, bro. And anyone that's an engineer automatically is the dumbest person I know when it comes to spelling words. Like,
they're trying to speed write. That's what I'm saying.
I could literally pull up a picture of one of my homies who's an engineer, spell the word accelerated, and we fried him for it.
And he's out here making rockets. So like, what are we doing? Oh my god, because that's one of the things that just hurts me, because I feel like the American government feels like we are stupid. We're not stupid. I'll read my book.
Bro, please let me find this. My goodness. I'm not gonna say who it is.
Yeah,
but summer classes are.
Wow.
Let me show the camera, bro. Do y'all see what I just read? With an E.
RD.
Accelerated with an E. I know a future engineer didn't just type this. Yeah. And you mean to tell me this guy, perfect grammar, he's using punctuations in text? He's capitalizing all his... Yeah, shut up.
He was using a syntax. He used a semicolon.
Semicolon.
That's bad work, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's bad work.
A little dash? Yeah. That's GPT, bro.
And used it correctly.
That's GPT, bro. As someone who uses GPT, that's GPT, bro. He ain't never typed that in his life, bro.
Oh my god, bro. And honestly, the main thing that I want to get off when it comes to talking about this, at what point are you gonna sit back and recognize the world that we are in? Because of it feels like people are being so disingenuous because of he spent the last 10 years of his life. You know, not even that long. It only took about like 5-6 years for him to get to the point where he was. He spent that whole time actively making the world worse, making it more bigoted and hatred was running rampant that he personally was putting into it. And not even to mention the financial implications of this all, because he was making bread. Mm-hmm. He was making millions of dollars influencing the minds of young adults, of college-age individuals to believe not just hatred, but to believe that's the one that blew me the most is when individuals like that are able to shape narratives, because of that's one of the things that hurt me the most. And I think it was 2022 when they revoked DEI. I think it was that nature. Yeah. They had people trying to have conversations with me talking about, I was like, well, what if they only got it because they're black? You're telling me they admitted somebody into this PWI only because they are black, not for their 4.3 GPA, not for their millions of hours of charity work and volunteer hours, and the fact that they ran multiple businesses on the way. They were committing philanthropy at the age of 16, but that motherfucker did not deserve it. We don't motherfuckers on Wall Street right now that ran. Oh my God. I remember our bro told us, he's like, yeah, I raised $2 million to help this organization. And that's how he got into the school. He didn't deserve it? Really? That's what we're going to sit here and do?
And they paid him a chicken sandwich, bro. Yeah, G. And that's crazy because DEI mainly helped white women.
Yeah.
Because yeah, bro.
Yep.
We don't read books. We don't read enough books.
Yep. People will sit here and talk about DEI is the reason that we need to remove DEI because it's unfair, and then they'll just look away from nepotism. What's the highest population that went to Harvard? People, nepo babies, who also fathers and
because
daughters.
I have an NFL quarterback that's on the bench right now, and I have an NFL quarterback in college right now that's treated way higher than him. Because Shador is a way better athlete than Arch Manning, and Arch Manning has a job. Don't piss me off.